Yes, I Am My Father's Daughter is a book written by Elizabeth Mokamba. This book, going as per her own words, and to quote she's saying, "Yes, I Am My Father's Daughter" is a heartbreaking story about being lost in a world that is supposed to embrace you and wondering if you will ever be freed from your own worst enemy, yourself. End of quote. In our 15-part series of reviewing the book with the author herself, dear viewer, I'm kindly asking you to come with us to the end, and I hope that at the end of chapter 15, we will have learned a thing or two that will help our families be better off than it was yesterday and today. Kindly introduce yourself, tell us your name.
My name is Elizabeth Mokamba, but I go with Liz Mokamba. It's short for Elizabeth.
As you have seen from the introduction, today we're doing the book, this book here. Yes, I Am My Father's Daughter. It's been written by
The one and only Elizabeth Mokamba.
Yeah, sure. According to the introduction, what we're going to cover most on this series is the book, but we have some other content that we will be doing. So, what other kind of content are we intending? I know you know what we'll be doing. So, can you tell our viewers?
Well, the name of the channel is The Millennial Cave,
Yeah.
as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to think about it as a cave. A cave is basically some place out there in nature where you can go and you can feel the realness, or you can also escape the realness of the world. So it depends on actually how you interpret it. And I want this place to be such a cave whereby we millennials, we discuss things that are affecting us. And I understand that a bigger part of people we interact with, because of our age, are millennials. And basically for me, I define millennials as the 90s kid. I know there are few 80s kids who are millennials, but a larger part is the 90s kid. So apart from the book, the book will cover a lot. And by the way, if you haven't gotten a copy, I will tell you. So I will discuss the book in depth, slowly by slowly. And of course, the book carries a lot, so we can't just do the book. So we can engage.
We are millennials.
Yes.
Like on this channel, we are not limited to only doing the book. Of course, they're going to see a lot of content from us.
Yeah.
And this is our maiden vlog, and we're intending to give our viewers a lot.
Yeah.
So I believe we have in store a lot, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy what we're going to give you. Yeah. Do you want to give them sneak peek of what we'll be giving them in the future, or ama wakuwe posted hapa wangoje? Any mention maybe?
I think, well, let me just say for myself, I know I love eating a lot.
Okay.
So I love cooking.
Okay.
I know that was too much, too fast, but yeah.
Fine. Well,
so
we're going to see lots of cooking videos from you.
I will not see lots.
Yeah.
Let me just say in between there, in between when we have a serious conversation, I know we want to just relax, eat.
What do you have for me on this one here? I mean, do you have anything for me to eat maybe?
Let's talk first and see. If it gets too much emotional, I might make you something. If it doesn't, you're going home.
Guys, next time I think next time do some. I mean, next time
I'll make you something.
Next
time, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, tusiwachoshe. We want to discuss this book.
Yes.
Liz.
Yeah.
When did you feel like you need to write the book? When did you come up with the idea of writing the book? What triggered you? You know, what made you write this kind of a book?
Well, I think you have asked 5 questions at once, but I will try and answer them.
Okay, please do.
When did I feel like I need to write a book?
Yeah.
That will be 2019, and I hope I'm correct.
Mhm.
2019 is when I felt a very big urge to write. So right then and there, I did not know what I want to write. I didn't know that whatever I write will become a book.
Okay.
I just knew I needed to write, and to write what? About my life.
Okay.
So that is when the urge to write came by. So when did I decide to write this particular book?
Yeah.
That will be 2019 December. This particular book, that's when I came up with the title.
Okay.
And I knew that's it.
How long did it take you to write this book? When did it come out?
It came out in 2021 May.
2021 May.
Yes.
But you started writing it back in
2019
December, right?
No.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I had the title.
Okay.
I had a few topics here and there, but I started writing it in 2020 around May, June there. So from 2019 December up to 2020 around May, June, we had COVID.
Yeah, sure.
And we were just relaxing, waiting for the world to end. And unfortunately, it did not end, which means we had to continue with life.
Yeah.
So during that, I call it a very long holiday because basically we were doing nothing. We were just watching news. How many cases today? How many cases tomorrow?
Yeah.
So during that moment, I just used to kind of get a topic, get the main point.
This is in 2019 December, right?
Now let's say 2020 January
going
to April.
December going into January.
No. When COVID hit, that was March.
Okay.
So let's say March, April, May. That's when I made the carcass of the book.
Okay.
Because December 2019 was too busy. January 2020, February 2020 was too busy. I did not sit down. Yeah. So then it was just thoughts in my head. But I had the title and everything. So when I sat down, when COVID came and it gave us an opportunity to go home without anyone asking and sit down, so I made the carcass, the skeleton. Yes. So I started writing, let's say June, July, because that's when I came back to Nairobi. Yes.
What triggered you to write this particular book? And why the title, Yes, I Am My Father's Daughter, maybe?
Well, what triggered me?
Yeah.
One, I had so much pain. I had so much pain in me, and I guess I had so much anger in me, and I wanted to let it out because I did not know how else to let it out. So I decided how I felt like my way of letting it out is by writing. So the trigger came from inside, deep inside, something that I needed to let out: the anger, the pain, the loss, the grief, everything.
Guys, I can assure you that with this particular book, there is a lot that you're going to learn. So, what I did, I've read the whole book, and I wrote down a few questions that will guide us to discuss the book. So guide on those questions. Those are the questions that are going to guide us to go through the book, and it's a 15. This book has got 15 chapters, and we're going to cover every single chapter, not in one episode, but I'm kindly asking you to always look out to every video that we will be doing, so that you can be able to go through the book. If we can start with chapter 1, Liz. The title is Man Makes Plans and God Laughs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Why that?
I understand that is a common saying.
Yeah.
It basically means that well, we as, and by man it means human. We as humans, we make plans.
Sure.
I mean, from the time you are born, you go to school, everything, you make plans, what you're going to eat for dinner, what you're eating for breakfast, where you are going. You're going to town, what are you going to do? We keep making plans, but we absolutely do not have control of our lives.
Yeah.
We don't know what will happen 1 minute after now, after this time, 1 hour, 2 hours.
You see, like this thing I always tell people, nobody knows about what tomorrow has for us. We can only plan. We can only say, tomorrow I'd wish, I want to do this, be here, be doing this. But honestly, nobody knows about what tomorrow has. And well, I think that is where maybe the title Man Makes Plans and God Laughs came from.
Yes, well, let's say in this chapter,
Yeah.
I wanted to just bring out the how can I put this? It's like the smallness of a human being, because we as a human race, we control so much. The whole earth, we have everything, we have intelligence, everything, but there is something that the human race does not actually understand in depth, and that's where all of us, we still come down to this one thing, that you have an end. Every person, every human being on this earth has an end. So it's good to make plans, of course. We make plans.
Yeah, we can never stop making plans.
But we have a God who knows where you are headed. Okay. I'll make plans. I say tomorrow, I want to wake up, I go to the market, I come, I cook, I eat. But when I'm just going downstairs to the market, something happens, and I'm gone.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring out the greatness of God, and the smallness of a human being. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Thanks for highlighting that and making us understand. Yeah. So in the larger western part of Kenya, we know it as a region that has got good rainfalls. And in this chapter, you've mentioned that on that very evening, it was rainy.
Yeah.
An evening filled with heavy emotions.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about that? What was happening? Which evening is this we're talking about? What was happening? Why was it filled with lots of emotions and all that?
Well, I don't know. This is kind of a bombshell, but I think they need to know now that the entire plot of the book is based on my father's death.
Okay.
Yes. So this evening in chapter 1, the very first paragraph, I'm talking about this day when I remember the compound was muddy,
Yeah.
the house was muddy, everyone had shoes on, and it's not our custom like to enter the house with
Sure, we
shoes.
choose. Yeah.
Yes. So that evening, everyone in the house had their shoes on because you can't get your shoes off
Yeah.
when
When
the house is already
muddy.
dirty.
Yeah, sure.
Plus, how are you going to get your shoes back on?
Mhm.
So it's easier to put your shoes on and, you know, do whatever you're doing. So this particular evening is just right after we have buried my
Okay.
father,
Okay.
and we went to the house, and of course there were many people, the compound, the house. So that's what I remember. I remember looking at the living room and wondering who's going to clean this up because it was too muddy. Yeah.
So the emotions were, you see, you had rightly come from burying your dad. This is why the emotions were so high.
Yes. The emotions for everyone were, you can't really describe. Like, of course, it's sad.
Yeah, of course.
But again, it's a relief because you have finished the journey. Yes.
Yeah.
Because the journey from someone's death to their burial, especially for our community, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It involves a lot of work, a lot of organizing, a lot of everything. So it was a mixture. That's why I write it. It was a mixture of somber and relief. Like, we are done, but again, we are done. He's really normal. Yeah.
I want to move and say this. Normal sleeping time is between 7 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
Because we're normally encouraged to sleep around 8 hours maximum.
Yeah.
But 15 hours was quite a long time. You've mentioned that you went to bed for a nap, but you woke up 15 hours later.
Yeah. So
why did you sleep for that long? Had you not slept maybe some days back?
Well, you see, when after seeing all that mud and everything, and then saying goodbye to whoever was leaving, and I just remember passing by the kitchen and finding so many people washing utensils, and I was like, can I help? And they're like, no, you go. So I had nothing to do, so I said, let me just lay down for a little bit. It was around 6 p.m. Let me lay down up to maybe 8 p.m. Then wake up and see what's happening. Then now sleep, because of course I'm an adult. I shouldn't be sleeping at 6 p.m. up to tomorrow morning. But that's what I did. I woke up at 9 a.m. and that's funny because I just remember bits when I went to sleep, and then I can't know how much time after my sister came to sleep. So I was asking her, why are you coming to sleep? Will you sleep until morning? Because me, I came to sleep, to nap.
Wow.
So that I wake up. But I felt like I have napped enough, and then she is coming. So I was asking her, why are you coming to sleep?
When she came to bed, what time was it?
I don't know. I can't know.
Okay.
So maybe 7
in the morning.
No.
On that evening.
On that evening.
Okay.
So maybe 7 or 8. So I was asking her, like, if I'm already awake up to 8, I can't sleep at 8. Let me sleep at 10. So I was asking her, umekuja kulala hadi kesho? And then she said, yeah. So, you know, it's those things that you just say. So, cause mi nilikuwa nimeamua, I just take a small nap, then niamke, hata nione what has happened
yeah.
since then. But I woke up at 9 a.m. And what I did not say in that book is that my friend Fauzia was supposed to travel to Bungoma that day. And we have all woken up at 9:30 a.m. And you know, from our village to Kisii town, and then from Kisii town to Bungoma. And we've woken up at 9:30. We haven't taken breakfast, we haven't showered. So I was like, no, wasi ulikuwa una travel leo, mbona kuamka mapema?
Fauzia too never woke up.
No, in fact, it's me who woke her up. Like, wake up, it's 9:30. 9:30 is Agabi.
So both of you guys slept for that long?
Me, I don't know what time she slept. So, yeah, I guess it was just the exhaustion.
Yeah, sure,
of
I
it
understand.
all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please tell me about your dad, Karori Mokamba. And before that, in the book, you've mentioned that when you woke up, your mind drifted to the good old days.
At this time, you know, now when I have woken up and there are a few people living, still living, you know how we do it in our community.
Yeah.
People are not in a hurry to leave. So there are still some people living that day and everything. And then for the very first time, I walk to the front door, the veranda, and you know, when you are on the veranda, what you see ahead of you is the grave, because a head of the family is buried in front of the house.
Sure.
So, and you can see how physical it is.
Yeah.
And as a grown up, you understand everything. So I was just standing there and just thinking. And you know, this is an end of someone's journey. But who was this person before he went 6 feet under? Yes. So that's why I write about so many memories of him when I was young and everything.
Tell me about your upbringing and how your relationship was with your dad as a girl growing up.
This will take many angles.
Yeah.
Because as a small child, what I remember about him is he took care of us. When I went to nursery school, he used to come pick me up from school. In primary school, lower primary, I can't remember exactly.
How was your relationship? How was your relationship as a girl and dad? Like whenever you see,
as a grown up.
No,
you
see, when you're growing up, for example, when he used to come to bring you from school, you see that getting that sometimes who comes with candies, you know, or comes to bring you to take you away from school, take you from school to go home and all that.
Yeah, so it was just.
How was it? How was that relationship? Did you used to like it? As a young girl, how did you used to feel?
Honestly,
yeah.
Like I can't say I had strong emotions, because I just knew that's what dads do.
Yeah.
So, and no, there wasn't actually any if I can say lovey-dovey candies and everything. He was a traditional man in the village. We didn't grow up in town.
So he comes, picks you from school home.
Yeah, so like I just knew that's what he does. So I
That
can't
is what
really,
he's supposed to do.
I can't really explain that there was something extra special. It was normal father-daughter relationship when I was like a small girl.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's something to me sounds interesting here. Your transition to nursery school
Yes.
was rather a hard one, going as per your words, that is.
Yes, yes.
On the book, as per your words on the book, that is.
Yes.
Tell me why so. And there's this character on the book that goes by the name Auntie Lynette.
Yes.
Tell us more about who Auntie Lynette is and why was your transition to school rather slightly a hard one?
This is a story that now I was told because as at the time it was happening.
We all have our stories on how we joined school.
I did not know. So Auntie Lynette is my nanny.
Okay.
I'm saying is because she still is. Even though, yes, she literally is not my nanny, but she took care of me ever since I was born, I think, until when I went to nursery and lower primary, and
that is why you never wanted to leave Auntie Lynette.
So I'm told.
You must have bonded.
I'm told.
Yeah.
They took me to school when I was 5 years old.
Okay.
As it's supposed to be. So I went and reached this place and said, no, this is not for me. What is this? I want to go home.
School for who?
And nishone nguo. Auntie Lynette is a tailor.
Okay.
So why are you taking me to school?
The first school you had seen is tailoring.
I just knew I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't even know how to do that, but I used to be with her as she does that. So I knew, like, this is my life. So you're telling me I have to go to school to do what?
So at what age did you join school, like fully?
6 years.
6 years.
So they returned me home and said, okay, you go. And so, and shone her clothes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you stayed home for
a whole year. Yes.
Wow.
And my 2 parents are teachers.
Wow. Guys, I hope you're enjoying the conversation.
Yeah.
How easy or hard was it now after a year, then now going back to school on year 6, when you were 6 years old, that is? How was it now easy for you to accept to go in?
Well, I don't know. I guess during the year I realized people my age are supposed to go to school. You know, you have a friend here, they all go to school. So you're wondering. So now you start questioning, why am I the only one?
And again, I think the older you're becoming, the older you're getting now to understand that this is what happened. People go to school.
Yeah.
Where was it?
There was a primary school, Tight Hat had another section, lower primary school.
So you went to the lower primary of
it had a nursery school made of mabati. Yeah. So, but good thing I just went to nursery, then 1. I didn't go to pre-unit. So,
but you see, I want to take you back a little bit. I'm curious about this something.
Yes.
You've mentioned that your dad used to come to pick you from school.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know, where was your mom?
My dad's school is, let's say, 1 kilometer from Magombo. My mom's school is maybe 2.5 kilometers from Magombo. So it's easier for my dad to show up than my mom. Yes. So my dad's route to school, he had to pass through Magombo.
Okay.
My mom's route to school was a
Takes
shortcut
takes a different direction.
through the river, yes. So she couldn't come pick me 2.5 kilometers away. Then it was lunchtime. We used to go home like, was it 1 or 2? I can't remember.
But I think your dad must have been so nice because 1 kilometer and 2 point something kilometers, and you being a girl, sometimes, well, I'm talking about the villages where we come from. The work of little children and everything or anything that goes with them is entirely left to mothers.
Well, my dad has always been a civilized man.
Okay.
Yes. Like it's only logical.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell me about the day you took a different direction unlike the usual direction that you take home usually.
So I remember this day.
Yeah. Where were you going? Where did you go? What was
and
happening?
This one, I remember it from my head. No one told me.
Okay.
And yeah, so that day, first of all, my dad came late a little bit. Like he just used to be there when we are getting out. But that day, like he wasn't there. So I had to stand somewhere and wait for him. So when he came, we went somewhere else, somewhere I did not recognize. But later now I learned that it was a hospital, and my mom was the one in the hospital. And this is the day my younger brother was born. So I just remember that journey to the hospital, and then the journey in a car back home.
I'm curious to ask you, sorry for interjecting.
Yeah.
Did this happen on your first year in school, or you can't remember?
When was 2000? I think, yeah, I was in nursery.
Okay.
Because I was supposed to join school in 99 and I refused.
Oh, okay.
So 2000, I was 6 years old.
Okay. So this is, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went back home and we had a little baby. Yeah.
Did you know that? Did you understand what was happening?
No. I did not understand.
Why you did go to the hospital, or you came to understand later?
Later, I was just told this is Ephraim.
Okay.
Yes. His 2 names.
Okay.
So I saw this is so and so. But I did not know. I just knew he's here now. And okay, that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
On page 2, paragraph 5.
Yeah.
You talk about when you were about 10 years and tuition had been introduced to schools. But your dad refused.
Yes. Why are you taking a 10-year-old for tuition?
10 years.
For what? What is she going to learn during tuition that she did not learn or she cannot learn during the normal school term? So I remember we woke up from our home and we were walking to Magombo, and we were meeting my classmates with uniforms and other schoolmates with uniforms. And us, we are just in home clothes. We are going to the trading center to do business.
To do business.
Yes. Because like he didn't subscribe to the idea of taking small children for tuition.
Was it only you, or do you have an elder?
Yes, elder brother, including him. No tuition.
He was which class, maybe? Can you be able to know?
4 classes ahead of me.
4 classes ahead of you. But that one is supposed to go for tuition. But your dad?
I don't know. Maybe he went for private
Did-
tuition. I don't know.
Did you ever go for tuition? Maybe
When
at
I
any
was
point.
when I went to boarding,
Yeah. You went to boarding at which class?
class 6.
Wow, class 6.
So I don't remember very well if we
Mhm,
had
mhm,
tuition.
mm,
But I think if we had tuition in boarding school, I went.
You went back
In high
to
school, I remember of course I used to go for tuition.
But in
What I don't
primary,
remember is
in-
if we had tuition in that boarding school.
So you want to tell us that in primary you never went for any tuition?
Unless I went when I was in boarding,
Wow.
which I don't
Which
remember.
you don't remember.
Yeah.
So it's as good as like
It wasn't there.
It wasn't there.
Yeah.
I like your dad.
Mm.
No,
Don't disturb small children with tuition. 1 + 1 is something to go to tuition for.
You know mine. In fact, he's the one who proposes for tuition.
If it's real tuition, then do a private tuition.
Okay.
It benefits the student more. The other tuition benefits the institution because you're just paying and they don't care if you're getting what you're being taught or not.
And by the way, before we move away from that question, I want to ask a question out of whatever we're discussing. Do you think this changed you on how you view tuitions and when you have a family in the future? Do you think you can let your children go for tuition? Do you think it's necessary? Is it important? What is your view